Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Alright, what's good? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. So I looked into both games, and so the first thing I want to go over is the runes
My runes?
because
Okay.
it looks like you're always taking the same rune page. Is it like
Okay.
do you always take the same rune page?
I used to take I used to take inspiration before for the cooldown reduction, but I feel like resolve helps me a lot more in lane. And
Yes, but like,
yeah,
don't
I've
you change
been
your runes depending on the enemy team matchup?
like my secondary and my
Yeah,
uh
secondary and this.
I always take alacrity. I just it's something that I do because I guess I got mentally used to animation canceling with the extra attack speed,
Yeah,
and then
it's very bad. I
if
feel like
I
it's very bad because of inconsistency. like
okay,
like the build up, in the laning example, you don't always get the same amount of stacks, right? Because like maybe sometimes
yeah.
you miss a wave, so you have like, I don't know, 0.1 attack speed less. So I don't
Hmm.
like it. Also in the games I've seen is like, do you play like, did you lag or something? Because it seemed like your auto animation cancels, like you cancel a lot of autos.
I have low FPS, so I don't lag, but FPS isn't that high.
Okay, so first of all, in this game, like where you play against the enemy team stuff,
Hmm.
I would definitely like to see tenacity, 100%, cause
Okay.
of the enemy lineup.
A Mumu and yeah.
Yeah, it's also see you can't really dodge. Or like a mimic
Yeah.
Q, but you can't dodge the ultimate, and you can't dodge the Renekton W. You can't. Because when I first saw this matchup, I thought you took. I liked that you took thingy thing, bone plating, because it's really good against Renekton, right? But
Hmm.
I didn't know that you take it every single time, because every single time is pretty bad.
Hmm.
Because in the second game where you played against Silas, you definitely want. How do I do this? This. Can I even do this on a
It
no
looks
new
like
account? I think I
Draven's
can,
taking a
right?
Draven break.
I can. Of course I can. Fuck this. Do I have a
I
game or
guess.
history? I should, right? Here. So against example AP matchups or like AP tanks even, you want to have nullifying or plus transcendence, cause it's
Okay.
mostly better. Because of the
Okay.
shield, which is very important.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I see.
Also,
Okay.
also
Sense.
I think bone plating is only good against really hard matchups. Like let's say against
Hmm.
Renekton's really good because you have these like traits that you can take. But like
Yeah.
against most people, you can like most people. I don't think that resolve is that good. I think that the best tree is sorcery, with the stopwatch plus 5% CDR and then CDR on the minor runes because it
Okay.
offers the most. Like it offers you the 600 gold you get there. It offers you the most, like, just the most utility. Blah blah blah. So like, I feel like that's a thing that like seems minor, but like could improve your gameplay by a lot.
Okay.
So this game, first of all, the things I've seen off your gameplay is what I'm gonna talk about later is that you seem very indecisive about everything almost. So like it seems like you have a really big problem with making decisions. But I'll show you what I mean by that later on.
Sure.
So we have the
Minions have
Renekton Riven matchup.
spawned.
So what do you know about the matchup? Probably, hopefully everything. So how does that matchup go?
It's heavily favored by Renekton. Ideally, I don't want to get. I don't want to take trades when he has Fury up, and I don't want to get pushed in with a big wave because then he can just dive me.
Yes. When do you win the matchup?
I win the matchup before he hits level 3, so early.
Yes. I'm never sure about the level 2 though, but like, you definitely win level 1. So the
Hmm.
first thing I notice is that you should not use Q to push.
Okay.
Because of the... First of all, for the reason that you have bone plating. So you want to trade instantly, right? You want to take your bone plating on cooldown. Because you
Okay.
could already check the game, right? You could check beforehand. You saw that Renekton has domination secondary, so you know
Domination. Yeah.
he doesn't have bone plating. So what you
Okay.
want to do is you don't use Q on minions, like you chill, and then you can literally just move up to his wave and check if he skill W. Good Renektons that know how to play the Riven matchup, they skill W level 1 because then you can't trade it. Or it's much
Yeah.
worse. But what you did here is like you were very indecisive if you want to do something, and like this is the part where you fucked up really big because now you just move back into him and use your bone plating for no reason whatsoever. So like that should never happen. Also, with skilling Q first and then not trading, like then using Q to push, you ruin the only advantage you can get because like the match was really hard, right? But the edge you
Yeah.
can get level 1. You can get an edge level 1. That's like the only chance you have basically. All right.
Okay, so just a question with that. So like in the ideal scenario, here I would have not hit the minions, and when he come up, just Q on top of him and then go for the short trade, right?
You do hit the minions, but you don't Q. You just auto them. You
Okay.
just auto minions, and
Ah,
then
I see.
ideally when he wants to go for like I don't know, any CS, or if he moves up to this point in lane, the middle of the lane, you just Q comp him, and he loses like this amount of HP, and you have the edge plus the push. The thing is for Renekton is if he skills W, he loses the push, right? So if he skills W, you get level 2 before him, and if he skills Q, he can push, but you win a level 1 fight. So that's like how the matchup goes level 1. That's how it has to be, otherwise you just lose it straight up.
Okay, and in terms of lane control, for the early levels, do I try to push him in
And
just so he doesn't have lane control for the first 3 levels, and then reset after the 3rd level, or should I just?
I was about to talk about it anyways because this
Okay.
wave controller here, it's not good. So what you see here is he has Q first, so he doesn't have anything right now. So now, what you now could do is you have your Q almost up, right? So why don't you? So you take the CS, then you move up to this. Like he wants to take this, right? So you could like move up earlier. And now what you could do now is you can literally move into his wave. You can literally move to him. So you don't want to push anymore because you already win the push. Like you already have the push. Like you already have the push secured, right? So like you already win the push no matter what he does. Unless he like, jumps into the wave, but then he loses half his HP, so it's not worth. So like you stop autoing the minions. Again, you use your Q for minions. Not good. So you stop autoing the minions and you move to this point here. You move up, and then you stand here. And then you CSDs. But you don't want to push anymore. Because if you would have done that earlier, like if you would have said, let's say you did that 15 seconds earlier, and like let's say you wouldn't have used your Q, you would have traded him, he would have like lost some HP. Because if you're bone playing, you win the trade anyways. So now you stop autoing, like you take this minion, now you just move up to this point, right? He'll move to this point, and then he can't do nothing. He has his Q on cooldown for 5 seconds, and if he tries to trade you with the Q, he loses the trade because you're so strong level 1. And that means he loses one minion, plus his wave moves up and you get level 2 earlier than him, plus then you can deny him the whole like 4 to 5 minions, because he cannot move up because you have level 2.
Okay.
But since you pushed the wave with this like this effort like so far, or like so fast, the wave crashes and you can't abuse the level 2.
Okay.
You can't abuse the only weak point of Renekton. Also important here was that you let him freeze. You can't do this. Like this is really bad. Like the idea of warding, like the vision control is good, but you cannot let him freeze ever because that gives you a terrible lane spot. Again, we have the same situation. You were strong than him before level 3, right? But with this, you let him do with this you let him get level 3 for free. So like, that's what you should think about. The ward is good, but a bad timing basically. So like, that's what I mean about it. Next point we have soon. Okay, this was a very important point. The fight was really weird. He won the fight at all. So now, okay, what happened now? So he flashed. You kill him, but I don't understand why you flash on him. First of all, you don't have to flash here. But that's not the fact I want to talk about, because that's just a minor mistake, but it's a mechanical mistake that you flash him even though you didn't have to. We didn't have to talk about that. I think at your level we didn't have to talk about mechanical misplays because it happens. So, what I want to talk about is though, why do you flash on him?
I flashed on him because I knew Udra had the Renekton kill, and then I wanted to kill him before. I wanted to burst him essentially before he could flash out. But yeah.
But there's like no way in hell that you burst him before he comes before he uses barrier or flash, right? There's like no way you can go here. So no matter what, you already know that you're not just gonna trade summoners. But the question is, you do know that you have a big wave coming up. So what you should be looking for is that you take this kill the Renekton, and go to your wave. Because of every second, the risk of losing something is higher, right? So chasing this loses you maybe it doesn't lose you much here, or only 1 minion or whatever, but it loses you something.
Red team double kill.
And also you don't wanna waste your flash here. Sure, you could argue that a flash of Vel'Koz is very good. Yeah, it is. But he just uses flash, so you have to flash advantage. Plus you have more gold on him now, and plus more XP because of the big wave, right? So how much can you snowball if you have your flash up?
Yeah, true.
So even if he gets a kill now, because I don't even know how, okay? But he gets a kill here. Even if he gets that, I don't think it's worth, or it could have been better. You didn't have to do this, overforcing. Now you miss the cam, and it's 670 gold. So that's a big thing I had in my mind, because if you don't do it, you snowball much harder.
Okay, yeah.
Next point is here. Actually, it's very close. Points are very close to each other. Very good. So the next point we have here is where I don't know why you respect this crocodile so much, but you shouldn't. So he's level 3. You're about to hit level 5, which you can see probably because you have your XP. You know it. So
yeah.
Now my question is, why do you step back?
I guess I wanted to minimize the trade and go into my minions if you wanted to trade back.
But you didn't have to do this. Okay, so in this situation right here, you want to backboard, right? You have 1,100 gold. You want to backboard, so you already know that you don't want to backboard. So why not take a terrible trade if you backboard anyways? So right here, if you just E while he stuns you, E into this pocket, then you can chase him down to maybe this point. He doesn't die, but he loses 3/4 of his HP, right? Then you backboard, you reset, TP to lane, and you have full HP again. He's low HP, he has to backboard, he loses all the lane pressure he has, whatever. So a thing you can almost think about is when you are about to backboard anyways, just take as much HP as you can without dying or risking your life.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. Then we have you pushing another wave. This way well played. You just dive him. I mean, dive could have been smoother, faster, but it works. So really good how you baited a stun. Really well done. Then you just you just take a long time till you. But here again, auto cancel, which doesn't mean much here, but it could have made a difference, right?
Yeah, I could have tanked an extra tower shot if it didn't auto cancel. Yeah.
Don't here, luckily, but it could have killed you. So if you do you struggle with mechanics or something? Cause it looked like the 80.
I didn't even notice that in game. To be honest, I just saw it right now. That auto canceled there.
I seen a lot of auto cancels this game. I saw a lot. So now you. Right, this is the point where wait, what happened? So next. Now we push in. This is also a very important part. So it's min-maxing, but it matters. So why do you walk up for Vision right now? Why don't you push the wave first?
I guess I didn't want to get ganked when I was pushing the wave with my abilities, so I wasn't sure where Mumu was. That's why I went, and I didn't want to get caught while pushing the wave.
I think.
So I went to hard chef and then get vision in the jungle.
I think Mumu gets pinged here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there. We see the plan.
I see. Yeah.
Mordekaiser pings it. That's what I meant. So but I don't think they can gank you here. So what happens if a Mumu level 4 and Renekton level 5 jump on you right now?
I'll probably just kill the Mumu first and then.
Yes, you kill them both.
Yeah.
So like there's
Yeah.
no possibility that they kill you here.
Mm-hmm.
Plus you could know because of the fight earlier, if you click on a Mumu or if you see like a Mumu before he dies, you know he started blue red buff, and that means you know right now he is on red buff because Udyr is on his blue buff and his blue buff spawns, so you know like he's bot lane, right? That's like you can
Mm.
that's like easy to read because if you know he started bot side, you also know he's gonna be in the minute 6:45 whatever, most likely.
All right, I never really thought of that. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very important to think about that because like these are the things that you can like jungle reading is not that hard to a certain extent. Like the simple
Mm-hmm.
jungle reading is not that hard because you can always know where he started by clicking on him at some point in the game. You know, okay, he started rep buff, so his rep is gonna be up at 6 something. He's gonna be there. Alright, cool. Plus you just 1v2 him anyways. But like
Yeah.
so if you push the wave in first and then go for vision it's better. It's much
Okay.
better. Scuttle is, I mean, we could argue about that, but I'm not sure about that. But you can do it though. It should be fine. It just gives like the Scuttle here takes your lane pressure away, kind of, because you waste your time on Scuttle. Plus your jungler is ahead, right? So he should take the Scuttle anyway, so get ahead even further. But that's like that's pretty deep, cause like if you trust your jungler to like be impactful, you don't take the crab, because the crab gives
Mm-hmm.
him so much more than it gives you. Right.
Mm-hmm. I
But
just saw him
that's
taking dragons, so I thought Moo might, if he comes top, then might get the crab.
yeah, but if you get the vision, like if you get the edge on top and like the pressure again, you can invade the crowd,
Oh,
right?
right. Yeah, I
So
can
like you can
pressure
stop him from
Renekton
it.
harder.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's like a thought. Also, do you always rush ninja tabs against him? Like,
Against Renekton?
yeah.
Yeah, I saw they had Renekton Draven, so I decided to get Ninja Tavis.
It's the right decision, but like it takes away you early. Like it takes away your lead, kind of, because you don't have Warhammer. Like you can build a cloth armor. It's effective enough. I feel at least I feel so. But like it's a very defensive thing. But I think when you're ahead like this, like you know you're 12 sets ahead, you have a kill, and 3 assists more than them, then like I don't think you need to tabbies. I think you just need cloth armor and you need like fight him.
Okay.
Especially because of bone plating. It's like the bone plating hits a really big part in this matchup. Which is why I like that you took
Red
it.
team has slain the dragon.
But that's what I mean. It's like now you have to CS in a turn and how he has the pressure basically. He has a prior,
Mm-hmm.
which you don't want. Right, this is again like where I thought like this is of course a mechanic on display. Like this one.
Oh yeah, I
you
should have
to ult here.
shot it towards Pike.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to use that. But here again
I
we
just.
have.
So I was just say like I just played this really bad as well. And here, right here, I got kited around and I used my cooldowns poorly.
You cancel 2 autos again. If you don't cancel autos, you kill them. I think.
Okay.
So okay, of course if you don't use ultimate, you kill them of course as well, because then he just dies before. But like again, the indecisiveness, like you don't make decisions fast enough. So right here you chase him, and then you decide to turn. Right here, if you just start fast comboing him, you kill him. Right? Like, you cancel the auto again, like another auto, blah blah blah. So like, but you don't take a decision. Like you go right, you go left. Like you gotta focus on something. But that's like
Okay.
you're gonna see us throughout the whole game, basically.
How would I improve that? Should I just like look at something and commit to it, or like?
It's always highly depending on the situation, but in general, you don't want to switch targets at all. That's like a common thing, right? You don't want to switch targets. You commit to one thing and then you go for it, basically. So I guess, yeah. But it also, like I said, it's highly dependent on the situation again.
Okay.
Shut down.
Pushing the wave and again, this like do you see this? Like this is what I meant with the decision. Like you jiggle around. Do I go? Do I not? Do I not? Blah 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 blah. But you should already see that there's nothing gonna happen. Like this guy's not gonna kill this guy. There's no way. So instead of like moving to him, like you already know the situation's over when you see him blast come over. So you gotta push the wave, because then you keep your pressure. So now you have like the problem that you don't push the wave and he has like he has the chance to get Fury, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now he's able to push to on this wave for free without you being able to push it. Again, you then jump into the Tiamat, and now he has a big lane because of his Fury. Now you
Mm-hmm.
can't fight him anymore. Now he has 50 Fury. He just used it a little fucking more, but in theory, he has his Fury. So yet
Mm-hmm.
again, you do really weird moves, unnecessary moves. So like again, you let him push away for free because you moved into the river. I don't know what attention you had there. That's why I like watching you play more, because then I see your intentions behind things. Like right here, example, I don't know why you moved there. Like, did you look for a duck? Like, what did you do?
Uh, I was seeing if they were making a play mid and if I could help them out with that play, but I saw that it was getting pushed in, so I don't think I committed. I think that's what happened. I'm not don't really remember this part.
Okay, but then even then, if you see them wanna make a play mid lane, you can't
Mm-hmm.
go because you can't give up CS for that. Before you
Mm-hmm.
go for any plays, you wanna have your wave pushed.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason behind that is, let's say they go for a play right here, right? Let's say, I don't know, Mumu comes up or whatever, they fight. How high is the chance that you win the fight? Is it 100%?
With no,
Exactly. But how high is the chance that you lose the wave?
100%. Yeah.
Exactly. So why would you take the 100% lose and then I have like a 50% chance to kill them? Why would you take that?
Yeah, for sure. Because wave is the more guaranteed source of gold.
Yes. You always want to look for consistency in your gameplay. You don't want to look for these 1v5 plays or whatever, like these fights. It's like you look for consistency. This is why you rather take
Makes
the wave
sense.
and not go for that. Here, I don't know, here my thought was that you didn't have to push. So... But this is, okay, this is also a very in-depth one. But this, depends on your teammates as well. So what a play here is, that should have been happening, is that you slow push the wave.
Mm-hmm.
You pressure him off the wave, you don't push it, you level up on him, you can fight him, you can do it. And then they do this, and when they finish this, you dive top lane.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a play you can call, right? You can call your team, yo, dive top after Herald. Because
Mm-hmm.
of the reason that you are so ahead, and he has nothing almost, that you can just dive him as 3 people, and then take turret, which is big, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
that's why you slow push the wave, so you have a bigger wave to dive with, and don't let him push it. Again, you're really playing really scared for no reason. You're respecting him way too much. You gotta. That's what. But you told me, right? You told me you were ahead, but you could have used it better. And here are the things
Mm-hmm.
how you should just play much more aggressive.
Okay. I just have a question. I've heard a lot of people talk about how, because I feel like the main reason why I'm too afraid to push my advantage in this scenario is because I've heard that uh, if Riven is ahead of Renekton, there's still always a chance for Renekton to beat her in a 1v1. If it's not like she's super ahead, but if they're relatively close. So that's why I guess I didn't want to lose a 1v1 and then throw the lead.
But
But
where have you heard that?
is at what point would I?
Where have you heard that?
A streamer said it, an NA streamer, Adrian Riven.
Oh, okay.
If you,
I see.
yeah,
Yeah. Yes, but we're not looking for an all in here, right? We're not
okay.
looking for all in. We're looking for pressure. We're looking for trades, exchanges. It's the whole thing missing in this lane is kind of you don't really do these kind of things, these small trades that you, right? Because the Riven matchup versus Renekton is that his W has a lot of cooldown, so that's your only chance to win the matchup is if you play around his cooldowns. Level 1
Mm-hmm.
is also your chance. That's your only chance, right? Then getting ahead level 1, then you snowball off it, or you, because snowballing against Renekton is really you kill him 10 times. Snowballing against Renekton so you stay even. And then level when do you kill him? Level 9 you kill him. Straight up, you just win, basically.
Why exactly at level 9? Is it because that's when my Q is fully
Cause level 9 you
mastered?
usually have your actually not level 9. When you have your cleaver, that's around level 10, level 11 on the normal game, I think.
I
So
see. Okay.
when you have cleaver and 40% CR, you just win the matchup because of you just out damage him straight up.
Hmm.
Unless he has
Okay.
ignite, then you lose it. But in general, you win when you have cleaver, and
Okay.
cause when you have cleaver, Plus Warhammer, you have 40% CDR, you have the armor shred, you have the CDR, all that stuff, so like you just win it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it basically goes. But that's why you don't look for Lens. That's why you look for these short trades that you win because he's like not playing correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could have played much more aggro this lane cause of your cause of the lead or like cause you're not behind whatever. Like item like from items you're kind of ahead, right? Because you have tabbies. So like you have enough
Mm-hmm.
love denial. You deny him a lot of damage.
Blue team double kill.
Talked about that. That you don't want to like take these risky plays because you want to have the secured thing. But yet again, like you move mid lane, but what do you move mid lane for? It's the same thing again, right? There's a chance that there's gonna happen. That's gonna be a play happening, right? There's like I don't know, a 30% chance they will end you right now. And you have a big fight, but that would be 100% chance to get this giant wave and deny him a whole wave, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like the consistency you gotta go for. Fucking Mordekai's ultimate and spectating, it's
Spectating?
terrible. It's messed up. Like, it literally just bugs all the time. It's
It just
fucking
randomly
bad.
shows up. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's really bad. I'll show you later. It's actually fucking stupid. But you just wanna... Before you even roam mid lane, you wanna push the wave. So you have a window of it. Like, what you're doing right now looks like a
Yeah.
gold mid laner. Like, the gold mid laner Talon, right? He plays Talon, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna roam now. Wait, I don't care about the wave. I'm gonna get killed to bot lane, boys. I'm in there, boys. I have my Moby boots. I'm in there. Wait, what? I have 30 CS in 10 minutes. Like the fizz, you know, with all these fizzes, right? They have like 40 CS in 10 minutes. They have like 6 kills, or they just lose the game, right? Like these are
Yeah.
like coin flips that you don't want to take. You don't need to take this coin flip. You can just push the wave and then move mid lane, and so on. So like that's like the important thing. Don't be that talent that like has 50 CS in 10 minutes. Be the Riven that has 100 CS and then maybe like, they kill less. But then you have like 100 CS in 11 minutes or like in 10 minutes, whatever.
That's true. I probably missed like maybe 3 or 4 minions a wave due to these runs, and in 11 minutes that would have been at least like 30 CS, I think.
Yeah.
30 CS more. Yeah.
You could have been 110 CS right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the thing about your whole lane, right? So you had no pressure. Renekton couldn't pressure you because he was behind. So that means you can just free CS, even if you don't fight him at all, because you don't need to. You don't have to fight him. You win the lane by not fighting even. Even though you could have fought him a couple of times, but you even win the lane if you just go even. If you after 15 minutes you're even, you win. You outscale him real fucking fast. So like, that's like the main point we had here in this game. It's like this roam again. Like you almost got a kill, yeah, sure, but he gets platings. Like he doesn't get plating because they have to. Actually, he could get more plating, but he doesn't go for it, right? Okay, he's a pussy. Yep. But like it's again. Now we have another point here. It's really weird what happens here because you're like very. That's what, again, another point of your indecisiveness. You go top lane, then you go mid lane. It's like you gotta make a decision because like the rotation for you both is terrible for both of you right now. Because you're kind of both messing up. Like I don't know, it's really weird what you did here, you guys. Very weird. But like, you just go top again, like, leave him mid, blah blah blah. It's really weird. But I see why you did that. I definitely saw that. So, again, the dragon is like, I don't think your team needs you here, and you can't do that. So, the problem with that is that there's no first turret fallen yet. So if, while you do this, while you move to dragon, Renekton just goes top and pushes. First of all, you get behind, you can't fight him anymore. And second of all, he gets like 1-2 platings, maybe even deterred, depending on how long you take to get back there. Luckily, I don't know, Renekton's making vacation right now, having vacation right now somewhere, but like, in theory, it could have been much worse than it actually was. Actually wondering, what did Renekton do here?
He was bot side,
He did
yeah,
the same,
remember?
He did the same, what the fuck? He literally did the same thing as you. Perfect, boys, perfect. Let's go. Let's lose fucking 5 waves for Cloud Dragon. Woo, let's go, guys.
So, is this always a bad play? Like, say if this was Infernal, should I also group for Infernal, or should I just keep pushing top?
It's difficult to say because in theory,
Well, like, does it matter
um,
depending on the game?
what
And
this dragon means is that let's say you move there, and the enemy team contests it because Renekton did the same thing. It's forcing a fight that you lose. So if you look at the team comms, you
we lose
have
5-star.
heavy team fight, stronger early game than you, so he's stronger right now, right? Because
Mhm.
we talked about you don't have same items. Early game better than Ezreal and better than Karma in team fighting. So in theory you lose this. This is bad.
Mhm.
Their team goes much better than yours. You're ahead slightly, like actually not even ahead. Not even. What are you doing, guys? What the fuck? But yeah, in theory you lose this fight here. It's a bad call. Like, it's cool if they get the dragon before you are there, but yet again, you move here and you're not needed. Like the dragon's dead before you even before you do something. So like you're not needed here.
Mm.
But if you were like, there's a chance that they need you, but there is a 100% chance top needs you right now, right? That needs you. These three CS, they don't want to die alone. They want to have
Mhm.
your blade to help them. So like, that's another thing. Like again, you both lose waves for no reason. You made like the same decisions as you did, which is like lucky, but like
Turret
in
plating
theory
will
you go
soon
behind
fall.
here. Like he just goes top lane, takes plating, 1-2 platings, maybe turret even, and then like he gets ahead and wins the 1-1. Then results in split pushing that you lose a split push, and so on. So like, pretty big thing.
Double kill.
This was like kinda, I don't know. You didn't have to go so early. It doesn't matter here, but like,
Kill.
you don't want to go into this giant wave. You just want to wait a little longer, but that doesn't really matter.
Red team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team's turret has been
Again, you're moving
destroyed.
mid lane.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Doing camps is also not really good. Like, there's also a thing in solo queue though, because like in theory you don't want to take camps, because taking camps puts your jungler in a deficit, and that's not really favorable. But that's again like I said, scuttle crab. It's like if you trust your jungler, you shouldn't do it. You get it right? Cause like
Yeah, yeah, because he won't have a source of income if I take
it's,
everything.
again like your mid lane just jumping around. So like now the fight happens, but you can't really prevent it from ending, right? You can't really do something. So
Mhm.
again, you could have taken like these waves top lane. You have pushed it in. You have pressure top lane. But again, you had the decision like you're losing XP and gold here all the time. Like in this game, I think you missed like 50 CS by doing nothing. That's like a thing you actually gotta work on really hard, because that's the thing. If you first stop doing it, you're gonna be like, wait, I have so much gold. Because you suddenly have 40 CS more, and 40 CS like 2 kills. You suddenly have 2 kills more every game. It's like, it's pretty huge.
Mhm.
Red team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
This Zeph is like, it's really weird, because I don't really see the reason why you go there. So you have your Ezreal coming. He has his tier, doesn't have his tier stacked yet. Doesn't have it, like he's weak as fuck. And then an enemy team have this 5-3 Draven with BF certain PT. So like you have no business doing there. You have no business
Team's
there.
turret has been destroyed.
Actually, he doesn't have. Wait, does he have vision? He does have vision,
I
right?
don't know. Does he? Because I was trying to recall here, I remember, and then I don't know how he got me because I'm pretty sure there was no vision there.
Fuck. How did he?
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I think I was just channeling my recall because like I saw, I wanted to
Destroyed.
cut them off, but I saw it wasn't happening, so I went to recall there. But
How did he see?
I think it was the word in the river that I think he just guessed I'd be recalling there for some reason, which he was right because I was recalling,
Has been destroyed. Blue team's turret has
and I
been
just died here.
Yeah,
bad.
you die for free. Like you don't have any business there. You shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Respawn in
Blue
10
team's
seconds.
turret has been destroyed.
Shut up. Now you finally go top lane, thank you. But no you don't because your Mordekaiser goes there. Unlucky. Alright, in this situation, you just spam ping this guy, okay? He shouldn't be there. But that's like, we have the same thing again. What are you doing here? Why are you moving downwards?
I'm not sure actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You teleport up, right? You don't need to be there. You can just be top lane.
I just wasn't sure where to be because Mordekaiser path top lane, so I was just RNG
You
roaming.
spam ping that kid. Like, you know better that you should be top lane than he should be mid, because Dragon's about to spawn, you have teleport, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, you have the stronger, like, he has teleport now, but you are stronger, right? You win the 1-1 against anyone. You don't lose 1-1 against anyone right now. Like, you win against Renekton, pretty sure. Unless you completely misplay, you win
I
against
just
Renekton.
if he doesn't have Fury stack, then I should win that.
Exactly. Because then he's forced to use his spells without having Fury, and then he just, like, he just loses.
Doesn't do damage.
Yeah. So again, this dragon is like, it's not necessarily completely bad, but you could just be top lane and help them anyways with teleport if a fight happens. Because now again, you're wasting gold, you're wasting XP, and all this stuff. And essentially you're also wasting time. While you could have, okay, so the thing also is that you probably should know, your team should probably know that he doesn't have teleport, right? So in theory, you guys should know that you have the TP advantage of both. So you could be top lane and you could be here right now. And you could like pressure the turret, slowly pressure the turret. Because what happens then, if you slowly pressure the top lane turret, right, what happens then is that the enemies are forced to do something, but your team isn't. So what happens then is that your team can dance around the dragon, stop them from doing it, don't get engaged, like slowly fight it, while you slowly take the turret. And then, if they then decide, okay, they're doing for the dragon, you can still teleport to like the wards of your team, and then you can fight the dragon. So that's how you should be playing the fight right now. Right? Yeah? Perfect. Okay. Use dragon anyways for some, I don't even know what you guys did here. It's really weird. Your team didn't move up, no one moved up, no one did nothing.
Yeah. I think we all spam him back because we realize we don't win the fight. So no one really wanted to commit.
Yeah. But also yet again we have the same situation, right? Their team fighting is so much better than yours. You don't want a team fight. You have 3 people that 1-1, there are 3 duelists. So team fighting is really bad. You just want to split push. Like, this game is all on you. This game is actually only around you split pushing and Udyr split pushing. So like, it's pretty bad.
Never falter.
Again, indecisive, you like do it backward, do not backward, what do I do here? Where should you be right now?
Should be Beacon going bot. So full pressure bot, and then when they dance around Baron, I TP.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
Not sure if I do that actually. I think I just go. Yeah.
Take this really weird. That that's also again mechanical mistake. Like, it's not really. You didn't have to move up there, but you know that. Now we have also a very important point. Your teleport. The question is, do they need you right now?
No, not right now.
So, how could you potentially have this fight better? How could this fight go in your favor, heavily to your favor?
Never falter.
Do I have flash up? I do. Maybe I could have flashed on the Jaden bike earlier before I got ulted.
Shut down.
Or
No, it was more meant like it was more meant into your teleport. So you like, it's so stupid, man. This is fucked up. So if you have your TP right now and you didn't TP yet, you teleport here.
okay.
Teleport in this ward. Even on this one, even that's fine because you can move around, right?
Yeah.
Or even on the minions, even that's better. So like if you TP like 10 seconds later, you win the fight by far. Like you already don't lose the fight, I feel like, I think, but like, you would just he would die.
Mm-hmm.
It would go much faster and well. In the end, it's fine. Also, I don't think it's worth flashing for him. Or is he a shutdown actually?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
700.
never mind, never mind. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But yeah,
Shut down.
you don't have to TP instantly. Before you TP, I was gotta think, do they need me right now, or could I wait 10 seconds?
Okay, I see.
That's like an important thing.
Never fought your team's turret has been destroyed.
Push mid lane. You gotta take jungle camp, same thing, but it's weird. I mean, right now it's fine, but at the same time you lose tempo that you shouldn't lose. And now we have the same thing again, you're moving mid lane. But like, you could just, like, this is fine, but it's not fine that you go to your team. Like, it's the same thing again. Same question, so how high is the chance you can push this wave in? So like,
100, yeah.
how high is the chance that like, there's a fight happening right now?
That's like 70, 60, depending on if my team runs.
Assuming that they are all Diamond 2, right? They all to the top 20,000 people of NA, there should be a 0% of a fight happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because they should know we didn't fight in the burn. We didn't fight in that. Why would they? It's stupid. So what you should be doing is you should pressure mid lane, your team should pressure bot lane, right? So your team pressures bot lane T3, you pressure mid lane T2, you slowly get the turret, you have the top lane wave coming, so then your team rotates top lane with you, you take top T2, or like you rotate top and you bot lane, you say this or pressure bot lane, blah blah, so like, it doesn't look like a Diamond 2 game to me, but like, that's a different story.
I just have a question. So is it... I don't have TP. I guess I went with my team because I didn't have TP. So is it... should I... Like... Is it better to pull people top with when I don't have TP, or should I like stay like instead of like the opposite lane, like their bot side, right? So I go top side, or should I go mid side and then roam when they're getting engaged on bot side?
Mid side. You go mid side because you know top end is slow pushing.
Okay.
Right? So this is slow pushing.
Yeah.
This wave's gonna catch here, then this wave's gonna catch the wave, they win. Blah blah. So this is a slow push for your team, right here. So you go mid lane, you pressure mid lane. Like I already said, like you pressure mid lane, you get the turret. Then in the meantime, while you get this turret, the minions are gonna be like stacked up here.
Mm-hmm. And then
you
rotate top.
lane. You take T2. Your team tries not to end on bot lane. They just hold it. They like. That's like, but that's hard to coordinate. But like, if your team doesn't die and if they play correctly, you just get turrets for free. Because then you get the T2 top lane turret, you get the T2 mid lane turret, and they chill in bot lane. Then they have to be 2 people on top because no one can win 1 right now. So at least either it's him going top because he can wave clear somewhat wave clear against you, or it's Renekton. But in either way you win. In either way
I can just dive Vel'Koz or...
Yes.
Or Renekton, yeah.
You can dive Vel'Koz, and if Renekton slightly oversteps, you kill him.
Mm.
So like that's how that goes. That's what you should be doing here, but instead you guys are just like... You guys are like not really doing the exact like the thing you should be doing. Again, if you would have pushed mid lane before, you would have had mid lane prio for the dragon. So it's also pretty important for the objective. But yeah, you get the objective because they can't contest it because you have Nash.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Like you guys are wasting a lot of your Nash. Well, especially you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Never fought. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Let's not talk about this.
Yeah, I should be top here.
But like it's fine since Udyr entered, so you know you have to be there. So like it's fine.
If we lose this one, actually.
See this? I don't know why you're staying that far back. It's really weird. Like your positioning is kind of wrong.
I think I'm this far back because I didn't want to fight this. I didn't think we win it.
Oh yeah. So, but it's like sometimes it's better if you fight with your team even though you know the fight is bad. Because there's like, your team is gonna fight anyways, right? So like, you might as well just help them. So now you would get him much earlier, you would die much earlier. Like they couldn't, not, like, he doesn't die. He would have died if you would have helped, right? Like there's a win stat he
The
dies.
pike, yeah.
Yeah. But if you just stay with your team, he dies and you have like and one, like, it's still a bad trade of course, but like, he would have been dead, at least.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
This was the scenario where I felt like you just, again, like this indecisiveness, like, he is dead here anyways, you shouldn't even move to him, you just leave him. But also, I want to talk about this, okay? This is fucking retarded, okay? She's level 11, Mordecai's level 12, and you're level 14. But this guy, he's level 16. What does that mean? Does it mean he's a god player? No, it's not. He's terrible. It means that you guys that you lost 2 levels from doing nothing. And Mordecai's lost 4 levels.
Yeah.
Like, you should be level 16 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could be level 15 at least. You can just leave him, just let him die. Just let him die. Now you guys die as well, like, at least. You shouldn't die there. You didn't have to die there. Just leave him. Just leave him to die.
Blue team's turret.
Cause like you guys know that this fight is bad. But also you could just, you can ping your team back or something. Like, do you ping a lot?
I don't ping too much. I looked over one of my replays and realized I don't ping at all. So I started pinging more this game, but it's still not as much as I should, I think.
Because right now you should be spamming your team back because you know Ezra's mid lane, so it's like it's not
Yeah.
good. You should just spamming your team back. Because Ezra's mid lane and all that stuff. So it's like spamming your team.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team double kill.
Not sure what this timestamps for that. Again, you're in mid lane. It's really weird. Like you take really bad decisions, like really weird decisions. You should just go bot and spam ping Ezra back, right? Because like Ezra should be mid lane all the time. You should be bot lane all the time. That's like, again, you have teleport and you're grouping with your team. If you have to PF, there's never a reason for you to group with your team. That's a general rule you have in mid to late game. If you have teleport, don't group with your team. It's bad.
Peace.
Take that.
Okay. Again, like grouping your team doesn't do anything. It's really bad. You just need to split them. Like, it's like you have 180 farm in 27 minutes. This should never happen. Like right now, you should have like 250 farm at least. Again, this fight was decent for you guys, but the same thing would have happened if you were bot lane right now, right, and you teleported. The same thing would have happened. Just that there's like then a 0% chance you waste something because if you're bot lane, and this fight doesn't happen, right? Like let's say you go here, but the fight doesn't happen. Like, I don't know, 5 or 10 times they won't fight here or whatever. And then, but if you're bot lane, you would like get the wave 100%, get the pressure 100%. So like that's again the same thing. You taking coin flips you shouldn't take. It's an inconsistent decision. Again, like a really bad fight to take. That's almost your fault too, so I said. It's very obvious why this fight is not good. Again, so what happens now is you again the same thing. So right here is like your as well, like your decision making was really slow. So you spawned, then you saw Mordekaiser TPing. He teleports to here, right? So why do you teleport here?
He teleports there because I saw that the Pike was converging on him and this team was there too. The enemy team was already doing there, and I don't want to get chunked before the fight.
Yeah, but let's say you TP with them, right? It's double TP, they don't see it coming, so they're still on Nash.
Okay.
I don't know, this guy's griefing. Like, I don't know what he's up to. He's, he's
Yeah.
wave, boys.
Oh yeah. After I guess I think it was a minute before the fight there, he was just tilted the entire game, and he was just like, okay, I'm gonna AFK push bot this time, and he just typing.
But regardless of that, if you TP like right here with him, you have a chance to win the fight. Like, the fight goes much better because then you're there earlier and stuff. But after all, I think you just give up Nash because we're just bot lane. I don't think you should contest it at all. So that's a different thing. But like this game is really weird. Like the quality of the game is really
Red
weird.
team has slain the dragon.
Either is trolling, it's okay. That happens, right?
There's a lot of typing in this game. There are bot lane was slaying Mord, easier was slaying Mord, more slaying Udyr. Ended up meeting. This team fight was this team fight was interesting. I don't think I need. I'm not sure if my flash is good here or if I could just like QQ and on him. But I didn't want to get CC.
You wanna wait a little bit before you think.
Okay.
As I'm saying right now, so you wanna wait for your team to move up. Because right now, when you go in there, your team is so far back they can't follow. So you're basically dooming yourself to die. So like, it's fine because if GA, but it doesn't have to be like that. But in general, the flash was fine. Because you have public pressure and stuff. But yet again, it's like the same thing again. Your team doesn't have to fight there; they can just chill.
Red team's
Like the
turret
whole
has
game is
been
basically like you
destroyed.
guys are forcing where you don't have to force.
Blue team's inhibitor has
You guys are
been
moving where you don't
destroyed.
have to move to. Blah, blah, blah. Again, like your indecisiveness. You're like, do I go in? Do I not go in? Whatever. What do I do here? What do I do here? Help! 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 Like, it seems very slow. It seems very off. Cause right here,
An opening.
you didn't have to stay that far back. If you see Mordekaiser moving up, you gotta move with him. Now he ulted, you know that. Right? It takes you like 6 seconds to move there. You could have done all that stuff in March, but it doesn't have to be that close.
Peace.
No, you just amplified, right? Yeah, just in the game. Yeah, okay. But like, also the itemization is like, I think the J is fine, but I think I would have liked a QSS in between more. I would have liked the BF sort into QSS more. Because of their CCs. They have like, right, undodgeable, undodgeable, if you CC chain, undodgeable, undodgeable if you CC chained. They have a very good CC chain, so like, I feel like QSS would have been more valuable than GA, especially because GA is not that good against their enemy team comp because of Vel'Koz E, Amumu Q, Renekton W. It's like all these stuns that you can't avoid. But like, I guess that animation is fine. Yeah, you win the game. It's a really weird game. It's a really weird game. Quality is really low. Alright, so let's recap real quick what you learned, what we wanna focus on in the future. We had to level 1 against Renekton, but that's like matchup specific, right? So that's not really general though. It's really hard though, cause like, but the same thing goes to a lot of matchups, right? Like where you win the level 1, you don't wanna have to wave here. You don't.
Yeah, because then I can't run him down.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I'll just, instead of like what I did wrong was I queued the wave, right? I would just auto the wave and then I guess walk a bit more forward, so he won't be able to get near my minions. And if he does try to contest, I just win the trade, right?
Yes, like I already said, you don't use
Okay.
Q for the minions, you auto minions, and if he moves up, you fight him.
Yeah.
Playing
Okay.
really makes this like whole thing really, really terrible. Okay, so that's like the things. Let's make a list out of it actually. So we have level 1, pressure and favorable matchups that you win with level 1. That's very important. The level 1 wave control. Then so level 2, like the wave control is very important because then you have like you can abuse your level 2. Because this game you couldn't. You couldn't abuse your level 2 because of your wave control. Because he has the waves pushed up, blah blah blah. So like, but that works against all matchups that you win hard level 1, right? Malphite. Malphite you want to do the same thing. But you don't want to let him farm for free.
Mhm.
Then you get level 2 advantage, deny him the wave. Because the general thing you want to have against these people is, against these champs is, that you want to have the ideal matchup, the ideal idea is, whatever, I can't talk, okay? Fine. So the ideal thing is that you get a stacked wave. And then with the stacked wave, you're level 3, he's level 2, and then you like have a ward timing at minute 30 something. That's like the general rule you want to have here.
And then with the bigger wave, I could have actually tried to punish him over, so wouldn't
Yeah,
have
exactly.
to. Yeah. Okay, I see.
Since you're playing Riven, you can trade him on the turret, right?
Yeah.
So, and plus if he autos you in the way, let's say you are at his turret right now, there's like, I don't know, 5-6 minions. You can position yourself into the minion wave. If he autos you, you shield this, like if he stuns you, he shield the stun. And all these minions are gonna attack him. Plus you don't take damage because of your shield, right? So like, he loses the trade, and then if he Qs you as well, he ruins the minions for himself. So that's like how
Yeah.
it goes here. So that's why you want to have stacked wave here. And blah. That's like the level 1 wave control. Then we had your coin flips. You do way too many coin flips that you don't have to do. So like, it's of course always kind of depending on the situation, but most of the time you don't really need to take these coin flips. You can just take the farm. That's like the very important. That's probably the most important thing I've seen in your gameplay, I think. Because like you've missed so much XP and so much gold just from walking around thinking there could be a fight that like it's really not good. So yeah, that's a very important thing. Then we have the map rotations, where you tend to not be the best at it in this game, at least in these games. So your map rotations are really questionable at times, cause you told me you know these because like when I asked you, you knew where you should be going, but you didn't really focus on them. So how does that come?
I guess like it came from the inability. Like I didn't trust my team not to take fights, so I wanted to be the one to fight corrected. But I should have. I guess I should have just had more faith in them and then played the actual macro game instead of just ARAMing.
That's a good point though. That's a very important thing. So, you wanna play the game correctly, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should never base your decision off experience, or like of the bad experience. Like, so when you think your team sucks, 'cause if you go into a game with the expectation that your team is gonna suck, it's really bad. Because then, like, you already play differently because you think you have to do more than you have to do. It takes away a lot of consistency because when you think your team is gonna be bad anyways, then you are more likely to take trades that could go really, really wrong if you mess up. And you don't take these 100% trades, which I already talked about. You always want to go for if you have a 100% chance to get ahead, you take it. Like, there's always this, like, an example I had yesterday is that, so, if there's 500 euros, right, or like, let's say dollars, right, it's American here. So, yeah, $500 you could take. But you also have the chance to double that, but you also then have a chance to lose it. Would you take the $500, or would you try to like take the 1,000?
Probably just go for the 500. It's more secure.
Yeah, it's like you get the 500 no matter what. No matter what happens, you get 500. So why wouldn't you take that? Why would you risk losing that? Like, why? There's no logical reason for it besides greed. Like, greed isn't good, as you already learned. So that's a thing you can keep in mind. I don't know how to. I don't really. But that's the concept thing, right? The concept. So,
Yeah,
like,
I have a note here. Just avoid coin flips. Go for 100%.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Oh my lord, I can't type. How do I actually? Oh my lord. Do I type it like this? Is that right?
Consistency. Yeah, looks good.
Jesus, English is a hard language, right? Right.
Are you natively English?
No, I'm natively German.
I see.
So yeah. But yeah, this like the map rotations. That's like the rule we have here. If you have teleport up, you don't have to be with your team. Your team doesn't need you. Like your team doesn't need your hand. Like right, they don't have to hold your hand. Right? That's what it seems like. It seems like you're like their mother. Like, hey, Riven, please come with us. I want to have your hand. I'm scared. You have teleport. You don't need that shit. You can just fucking teleport up there. It's a 4-second delay, but like, it gives your team so much pressure and so much. A lot of people have like this misbelief or like this wrong belief that they think that their team cannot play with split push anyway, so they don't even try. But how do you know that if you don't even try? Like, you have to try to split push before you can say that they can't deal with it. Because a lot of people are actually able to deal with split push, but you don't really do it. So like, maybe your team would have done things differently if you wasn't with them. Maybe they wouldn't have thought. It would have thought, or they would have taken different fights if you would have been top lane with your teleport. So that's like a thing to think about. That's like a TP thing. Then, what else? That's basically it, I think. Besides that, we have like we had like the flash in. We could have waited, but that's like also a minor thing where I can't really. It's not really. It's only for this game, basically. But we don't want to learn for this game. We want to learn for the future, right?
Yeah. I've got a question about the just the macro gameplay. So if they have like a hard engage, like I guess Malphite, something like that, should I still try to split push?
Again, this like the same thing, right? You gotta trust your team there, kind of.
Okay.
Because
Just to respect the Malphite range.
they should respect it, right? They should.
Okay.
You can't just hold their hands, cause that's like, especially in like in Diamond 2, right? Like they should know this. They should know this stuff. So you can't really try to be. You can't really try to hold their hands because if they just respect it, then you get ahead so much. Like it's hard because it's solo queue, but at the same time you have to do that. Otherwise, it just goes terribly wrong. So like, you can't just group with them just because there's a Malphite. They have to respect that. I think that would be it for this game.
Okay, I see.
So I watched the second game, but that game was terrible.
That game, the TP was, I guess, you got the better TP off, and then it was a lot better positioning.
I had a few things I want to go over. I'm not gonna go the whole game because the whole game's kind of messed up. But there's a few things I could go over. So we have the early lane is really like the same thing. It's like you do the same thing in both games because you don't really abuse the early lane. So the Silas matchup, right? He doesn't have much level 1, especially because if he is AP, right? So he needs to use his spells to push even closely as fast as you can push with just autoing. And that means when he uses spells, you can like just pressure him away and like win the push for sure. Also, again, if you have like better runes, it might go differently. Or like I think especially against someone like Salas, it's terrible to have
Don't play.
yeah, because you can just use
You can just block with his Q, right? Yeah.
So you never want to have that against him. But then the whole game goes really wrong. But we can go over the lane till he suddenly gets a quadra kill, and then 2 more kills. F2. Oh, that's actually
Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
You can start ordering the minions instantly. You don't have to wait. That's what I meant. Like now. Now you do it. Now you do it. That's what I meant. So like, you know that, right? That your third Q breaks aggro.
Third Q and W, right? Like
Yeah,
CC.
yeah.
I guess the reason why, like, should I always push? Because the reason why I didn't like start autoing the minions because I wasn't sure which side Lee Sin started. So I was just waiting because if Lee Sin would start red, I would have let it push into me. Is that smarter? Then, like, should I have let it push into me if he starts red, or should I just try to 2v2 with Nunu?
Why would you wanna? Why would you let the wave push into you if he starts red?
So I don't want to die to the early game.
I mean, that's cheese. So you start off cheesing like level 2 Lee Sin gang. Are you scared of that?
The top jungle were duo, so I was afraid of that. I was just afraid of getting chunked and having to burn TP.
I don't think you have to be scared. So let's okay. Let's play a situation, right? You push
Okay.
level 1, Lee Sin starts red buff, he instantly moves top, level 2 ganks you. Okay, what happens here? So, you're Riven, so
Yeah.
you have the level advantage, right? You're level 2, he's level 1, potentially,
Mhm.
right? In theory, you level 2, he's level 1. So you have, I don't know, probably W second because you want to go in there. So you have W second. So yeah, now Lee Sin shows up, Lee Sin goes onto you. You can dodge a Q, right? In theory, you could dodge a Q, or like, if Lee Sin is good, he doesn't Q till he's close to you, so Red buff autos you. Then you
Mhm.
stun him and you run away. There's potentially no way how he kills you when you have level 2 and he's level 1, right?
Mhm. Okay.
But what does a level 2 gank of Lee Sin top lane mean?
Um, if he level 2 ganks top, then I guess he'll be vertical jungling.
He has to, he's forced to.
Yeah.
So that means where's Nunu at?
Nunu's level 2 gank mid.
Oh lord, okay. But okay, what this means is that if he shows up top lane, if he goes red buff top lane, your Diamond 2 Nunu goes for his blue buff. Right.
Mhm.
His blue buff takes Gromp, takes Wolves. Lee Sin does the same thing, vertical jungling, right? Does the same thing. But who wins that? Who wins the vertical jungling if Lee Sin goes for your blue buff and stuff?
Sorry, I'm not really sure what you mean by when. Do you mean by like clear speed, like who
For
clears
no, no,
faster?
for who is it better? For which team is vertical jungling better?
Um, I'm not sure exactly. I guess it would be our team because he could look for a bot gank after.
So other question,
But
what's the strongest lane right now?
strongest lane
Like, which champions carry the game the hardest right now in the meta?
in the meta. I'm not really sure because Vlad scales hard, Twitch scales hard, but Jinx also scales hard. I guess top lane is really volatile either way. If I get ahead, then I can not let sides come back in the game. Worse.
Alright, so like the current meta is like the crit 80 carries are very strong, right? They're really strong because crit items are so good.
Yeah.
So that means with this vertical jungling, your jungler has a lot of pressure on bot lane.
I see.
Your
Okay.
jungler has a lot of pressure on top lane. But pressure on bot lane is worth more than top lane. Because bot lane is so strong, it needs to scale and snowball so hard and blah blah blah. So like having the enemy jungler being forced to vertical jungle against you. Despite the fact that there's also a chance that Lee Sin doesn't vertical jungle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say they don't have vision anywhere here, and they don't know Nunu's vertical jungling, so they assume that Nunu's jungling upwards. So in that case, he just loses 3 camps, loses his whole early game that he has. Like he's like strong early game. Like he
Mm-hmm.
loses that if he doesn't vertical jungle it. But if he vertical jungles, your Nunu has the pressure on bot lane, which is the strong lane. Plus the Janna Twitch is really easy to gank for him because they both know escape. We have her with the pressure, with the E. So like
Mm-hmm.
it's much more in favor for your team. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what level. You shouldn't be afraid of level 2 gank because there's no way you die.
Mm-hmm.
Again, same thing here. That's a lane, right? You don't really do the basic things that you have to do. So, right here, your Q is about to come up, 3 seconds. He uses his Q. So what do you do now? What should you do now?
Instead of walking backwards, should have when he uses skill, should have went onto him.
Yeah, you can just press him.
Okay.
Like, this
Yeah.
guy's gonna stand here right now. This guy's not gonna go to his wave. That's not
Mhm.
happening. So like, you can just pressure him away here, like, cause he doesn't have shit anymore. He just uses his only ability. If he trades, if he loses the trade, if he like tries to go for minion, you can attack him. So right now you can harass him. You can move up to like this spot, then like wait for this minion to die, then like take this, and then he like loses the push already. So like he loses even harder. And he misses CS, or he, cause at that point where you like move into his wave, he has to make a decision if he wants to use it for this, like his Q for this, or if he used to trade you. That's like the decision you force him to make then. Because he can't CS his minion unless he uses Q. So if he Qs you, he missed the CS. And you like then you get like a trade which not really good for you, but that's okay because then you deny him CS and gold. In the long run it's better. So like you wanna force him to make decisions that are bad for him either way.
I see. Okay.
Because what you do now is like you just use Q. I don't really care. I'm gonna go. That's what he's doing. He's probably smurfing, right? I think he was smurfing. That's why.
He plugged his stream after. He's like a challenger smurf or something.
Yeah, thought so. But like he stays this far back because he knows that. He knows that you could right now punish him for having his Q on cooldown, right? He knows that. That's why he's staying that far back. Now he goes up. Now he's yes. Now again he doesn't have Q. You can move in. You get double 2 here. You can pressure him off these CS. You can do much more in this lane than you did early game, especially. That's why I want to go over the early game, not but late game, mid game, because it was just terrible. So like now again, like he gets level 2 for free. He shouldn't get level 2 here. He shouldn't even be like your wave shouldn't be even. You should be ahead right now. So you didn't know where the jungle started, right? But like, you could have known, I think. So let's go back to the
We
start.
saw him at Raptors around
Yeah.
I think 30 seconds ago, so he should be at his Krugs by now.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it, right? Yeah, he
I think he.
But that's like, but you saw him here, so wouldn't you know that he's he's gonna gank top him by this time? Like, you should know, right? Like,
Yeah, this was my bad. I typed to Nunu that Lee Sung was doing Krugs and I wanted to 2v2, but I didn't check where he was after I typed. Yeah, this was my bad.
it's like, it's a really weird decision. Like, you knew he's there because you had the early ward, which like I don't know. Like, yeah. You can backport here. I don't know what you're saying. You can just backport and then teleport with longsword refillable. That's like a very important thing. Because if you backport it, you have like pressure again, blah blah blah. Because right now you're forced setting a turret and like within like only longsword, blah blah blah. So it's really bad. Now you could just backport, like you overstaying. Like in theory, if they're both smurfing, right? If they're both smurfing, they can dive here.
I see.
With no flash, they have potential dive here, and even if they trade 1 for 1, it's worth for them because lose the wave. Like right now, they should if it's Lee Sin is here right now, you're dead. And like since they're smurfing, it could be it. Like cause topping with jungle duo is really broken.
That which restrains us.
It can be really broken. It was worse last season when topping was stronger than it now, or like some seasons ago, whatever. But like it still is really strong. So they could just dive here. But again,
I think I stayed because I saw Lee Sin mid side and had the ladder, so I beat his release. And I just have a question about TP because I used to use TP for lane, if for example here, but is it say like if I recalled here and I TP'd back, and whatever Silas did, like later on with that TP that happened? Would it have been more? Would it have been more ideal for me to, I guess, use TP to collect the wave here in this situation? Because like this was just bad for us overall. So
That's the same thing we already talked about. So how high is the chance there's a little fucking level 3 to 4 fight where you fight 5v5? That never
very
happens.
low. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like so why would you keep your TP and not take the lane advantage if you can? Like why would you?
I see. Okay.
So like the earlier you use your TP the better, because like then you have like your TP, like if you use TP limit 4 to 5, then the first dragon fight you might be there for it, right? So like that's what you want to go for. You'd like that's why it would be totally fine if it was backboard and teleported. But also about your teleport, I was like, also again like your TPs are really weird. Your decisions are way TP to. Like in this fight you TP to here, but there's a ward here.
Forfeit your life.
If you teleport here, the fight goes completely different, by the way.
Oh, I see. I see the size or the 3 people coming at them. Alright.
It's
Yeah.
like how much time you need till you're actually there. When you're there, the fight's already lost. Also, then again, we have the same thing again, the indecisiveness. Like you just fight them here. Right, you have double buffs. You win that. Jinx is dead. You can't help her. She's dead. You know Lee Sin is moving around. You know Twitch is there. He's dead. No matter what you do. So what you can try is you either fight him or you just run away. So like, it's, again, like the decision making is really slow. So yeah, just get dove, and now like now the lane's up there because now you just. No, I think you do pretty much it correctly. I mean, you should push here for sure. Even if you miss 2 CS or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're gonna push away from the turret to deny him some CS. But from now on, like you don't really do many of mistakes because you're just like you just farm. There's nothing you can do here besides sitting at turret and farming. This ward is useless, so you want to ward here. You want to have this ward the whole game now, cause now you're super behind. And he has like these items, so now they can permanently dive you basically. When they hit level 6, both like when Lee Sin is level 6, you just die whenever they dive you. Cause Cell is so strong. Also here you should spam ping missing. Even though she's cheesing right now, but you should spam ping that she's missing. You should just spam ping the shit out of it. But you should, you gotta ping more. A lot more.
Okay.
Yeah, not ping at all. So now in this, I think in this game there's not much more to talk about besides like a couple of things that happened, and there was like I don't know what exactly it was actually.
Red team has slain the dragon.
It was when you had your TP up, but didn't TP. You didn't really use you didn't really try. I think that you were very tilted. I don't know what this ultimate was. Were you tilted this game? Like you get super tilted? That's what it seemed.
I wasn't tilted, but I wasn't like I wasn't I guess I knew we couldn't win the game, so I'd play like we were gonna win. Like I wasn't like yeah.
This is very weird. I didn't really.
Oh, I was typing at my friend and I
Lord.
accidentally pressed R. Yikes.
Oh my god, Blade. It's fine. If you teleport, it doesn't matter. No, you just CSing. That's why I don't like the VOD videos that much. Because I can't see your camera movement, right? So I can't see what you're looking at right now. So I've seen a lot of top ends when they CS the wave, they look at the wave, they look
They look at the CS.
But you don't have to, you can just auto it and then like look down. Because then you would see, yo, I should be teleporting right now. I should teleport into this world right now. Right. Like, okay, of course you had ultimate, maybe it would have been better. Maybe it would have been a little better if you wouldn't have tied to your friend. But if you teleport here with ultimate, or even without ultimate, you win the fight much harder.
Okay.
But besides that, it's very terrible. Sure. Watching this game was painful. And playing it was even more painful, I guess. So yeah. Besides, I don't think there's a lot more to talk about in this game. It was just snowballing.
Yeah.
Your team didn't play it correctly. You just lost because of that. But yeah. But so in this game we also had like the same thing again, right? The level one abused, the level one playing on cooldowns, the level one playing around the enemies' decisions. Like you didn't punish them for stuff.
I'm pretty sure I blame myself for this game because if I punished Silas early, that TP wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have had the pressure to TP there. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just really like. Yeah, but definitely, I definitely agree. Yeah, this game could have gone much differently if you would have pressured earlier. If you would have pressured better and all this stuff. So besides that, I think that's it. So like, I feel like there are more things to talk about, but I don't think it's necessary to talk about all this right now because like you should probably like focus on these things first.
Okay.
So
So
the most important thing right now is that you stop walking around the map for no reason.
okay.
That's like the biggest thing you gotta focus on. You gotta learn when to move where. That's like the most important thing right now. Your mechanics seem very off, but I don't know if that's like just this game or in general. But your mechanics seemed like they weren't clean enough. You can go for more. It's I don't know. I saw a lot of auto cancels today. I just don't know if it's, I don't know. I don't know if they were on a like normal basis or if it's just like today these games or whatever.
Okay. So I should. Okay, wait, can I pull up my notes I took and then just read them through and see if
Oh,
they're
yeah.
okay enough? Okay, so game one, pressure more early, according to matchup, obviously, but track enemy cooldowns. I guess I had the little tip you had where I should stack the wave and shield their damage so they lose their trade. Stop taking coin flip fights, go for CS, push my lead more. Know when I'm stronger than the other laner and look to fight them.
Wait, what is it? What the last thing?
Sorry, know when I'm.
You wrote them down on like in a note, like an actual note, like real life notes. Or did you type them?
Oh, I typed them like on a
And
little
you can
Word
send it
document.
to me, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Should I send it to you now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Pushing early game, blah blah blah. Wave control is the appears early. It's very it's matchup dependent, but there's a lot of matchups that Riven level 1's very strong.
Hello.
Hello? What? What?
Sorry. You cut out near the end. All I heard was that ribbon matchup.
Oh, Riven's level 1 is really strong, so she
Okay.
wins
Yeah.
most matches level 1. There's
Mhm.
some she doesn't win level 1, but most of them she wins level 1. Exactly, no power spikes. Like it's not only about your powers, like your whole team as well, right? That's what like
Mhm.
the whole situation with the enemy team,
I'll
the
add
team
that
fight,
in.
blah blah. So like when you see Ezreal that has like I don't know, he has Muramana with like 600 stacks on it. He doesn't have a Samara this fucking upgrade thing yet. He has like half Eternity Force. He's weak as fuck. He doesn't do anything. There's no damage brought up on him and stuff.
Mhm.
Here, stop RNG roaming, perfect. Check comp before group for objectives, yes. Don't take kindful fights, trust your team won't die and choose TP. Yeah, you gotta abuse the teleport much more because because in these games you played today, it seemed that you could have also just ran Ignite and you would have done more. Like,
Yeah.
but that's terrible. No one fucking should run Ignite. Fuck
Yeah.
Ignite. Fuck Ignite, man. Holy fuck. Yeah, ping more, look for better, yeah, TP places, be more decisive, yes. This is the whole thing about, like, the whole time, like, this decisiveness, like, I don't really know how to learn it, like, I think it's, if you play more and, like, think about it more, you gotta, like, learn how to think faster, and then you, like, kinda get used to it, but, like, you should really try to learn to think faster, like, to make faster decisions.
Mhm.
That seems like it's your biggest problem, because it denied you a lot of stuff today, in these two games.
Mhm.
Besides that, I think that's it, right? Do you have any more questions?
No, I think that's it. I'll play a few games and then I'll definitely try to put these. I'll like make these happen.
Yeah.
And I just have a question. Sorry, my phone's ringing.
Yeah.
Give me a second, please. Thank you.
Alright, take your time.
Okay. Sorry. I have a question. Just is it okay if I contact you like say like a few weeks from now, like a month from now,
Oh yeah,
just
definitely
like
should. Like
Okay.
the thing about coaching is people don't know that, or like a lot of people don't know that. But like coaching is not 1 hour. Like coaching goes over like basically goes over months. So like
Mm-hmm.
that's like how it goes, right? Because there's so many things you have to like today I didn't go over everything in the thing, right? Because it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely we should definitely repeat that in like a couple of weeks or whatever. Then yeah,
All right.
then we'll see how
Yeah.
it goes. All right, perfect. Then I hope you have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you. You too.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.